こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we are studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to stop and ask me at any time. We're continuing with Anki. Ki ni iru. Remember what they said with this kanji here? Normally you'd read this as hairu, but iru is actually a much older reading of this, and so it is only reserved for very specific expressions. You always say iru, but only when you use those expressions. And this is one of those expressions, ki ni iru. See, 新しい靴がとても気に入りました。
気に入る。新しい靴がとても気に入りました。
気に入る。新しい靴がとても気に入りました。入りました。靴。新しい。銭湯。彼らは次の試合のために銭湯を建てたのよ。
作戦。彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。
That's right, 銭湯 might be warfare or something. Let me look that up. 銭湯 Yeah, 戦闘 battle, fight, combat. 戦闘 so this is Sakusen. And in case you're wondering, yes, the sen in Sento is the sen in Sakusen. So, Sakusen. 彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。立てた作戦。試合次。彼ら作戦。作戦。So, 彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。作戦。記憶。当時のことはしっかり記憶しているよ。
記憶。当時のことはしっかり記憶しているよ。
当時のことはしっかり記憶しているよ。記憶してしっかり当時。自信。あの人の顔には自信が溢れているね。あの人の顔には自信が溢れているね。
自信。あの人の顔には自信があふれているね。
自信。あの人の顔には自信が溢れているね。See, this shin and jishin comes from Shinji. Was it Shinjiku? No, shinjiru. That's right, shinjiru. To believe. Yeah, shinjiru. Atara wa mete. Atawa. Okay. Atara wa mete. Atawa ramete. Atawa wa ramete. Anata no goiken o kikasete kudasai.
改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
Oh, aratamete. So, aratamete.
改めて、
Aratamete. See, aratamete.
改めて、
Aratamete. Anata no goiken o kikasete kudasai.
改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
Aratamete. Anata no goiken o kikasete kudasai. Please let me hear your opinion once more. Aratamete. 作戦。彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。
作戦、彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。
作戦。彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。作戦、試合、次、彼ら。作戦。Okay. 予定。そう。今日の予定を教えてください。
予定、今日の予定を教えてください。
予定。今日の予定を教えてください。教えて、予定、今日。Let's see. This kanji is used in determined, fixed, established, aside. 今日の予定を教えてください。Let's see. 改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。聞かせて、意見、あなた、改めて。一体何事ですか？
一体何事ですか？
一体何事ですか？何事？一体かっこのいい青年に会ったよ。かっこのいい かっこのいい青年に会ったよ。
格好のいい青年に会ったよ。
かっこのいい青年に会ったよ。あった青年かっこのいい青年に会ったよ。かっこのいい青年に会ったよ。この頃、お酒を飲む something が増えました。この頃、お酒を飲む something が増えました。
機会、
この頃、お酒を飲む機会が増えました。
機会 chance, opportunity, occasion. 機会 This is from meeting, and this is from chance, opportunity. So basically, meeting and chance gives this word for chance, opportunity. Okay, so 機会。この頃、お酒を飲む機会が増えました。機会
この頃、お酒を飲む機会が増えました。
この頃、お酒を飲む機会が増えました。機会やってくる。やってくる。フランスからサーカスがやってきます。やってくる。フランスからサーカスがやってきます。
やってくる。フランスからサーカスがやってきます。
やってくる。フランスからサーカスがやってきます。やってきます。探す。探す。
フランスからサーカスがやってきます。フランスからサーカスがやってきます。
探す。サーカス。フランスからサーカスがやってきます。Okay. フランス。And from how I understand it, they generally use a verb in te form with come to give more of an implication of like actively coming, or and they use yate instead of suru, or they use yate, which comes from yuru, I believe. Let's see, yuru. Yeah, no, yaru. I mean, yes, yaru. They use yaru instead of suru because yaru has more of an implication of effort, and since coming from another country, that is effort, I guess. So, and then use kudu to more imply that they're coming to you, kind of thing. If you're just traveling to somewhere else, you wouldn't necessarily use that. But since they're coming to you, so yatte kudu, and that's how I understand the reasoning behind why yatte kudu is being used there, instead of just like kudu in some other conjugation. So, フランスからサーカスがやってきます。 Aratamete, 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 あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
改めて、改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
改めて、改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。聞かせて、意見、あなた、改めて、
改めて、あなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
機会、この頃、お酒を飲む機会が増えました。
機会、
この頃お酒を飲む機会が増えました。
機会、この頃、お酒を飲む機会が増えました。増えました。機会、飲むお酒、頃。Wait, this is Koro here, but aren't they saying Goro though?
この頃お酒を飲む機会が増えました。この頃お酒を飲む機会が増えました。この頃お酒をこの頃お酒を飲む機会が増えました。
They're saying Koro here. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask someone what's correct here. This is obviously an error on the card. They're saying Goro, but they're writing Koro. I need to figure out which is the actual correct pronunciation in this particular sentence, because this goes from Koro to Goro, depending on the sentence it's in. Let's see, Kono Goro. Okay. Do not have this question anywhere, so let me add it. Kono Goro. Osake o nomu kikai. Osake o nomu kikai ga fuemashita. Ga fuemashita. Cards says card is written as Koro, but is pronounced as Goro, which is correct. Konnichiwa, Berserker Gigi. Yeah, it's Yaru. Genki desu ka? I know it can be either Koro or Goro, as I was saying. It's just that there is a correct pronunciation from how I understand it. There's a wrong pronunciation and a correct pronunciation, depending on the situation. Like, I don't think it's up to the speaker to randomly choose. From how I understand from looking it up, there is a correct way of doing it and a wrong way of doing it. Thank you, I'm doing well. So, like, from some reading I was doing the last stream, they said usually when that kanji is combined with a noun, it's always read as Goro, and it's not ever read as Koro when it's combined with a noun, for example. But I'm gonna have to find someone that knows Japanese a lot better than me to fully understand, like, what's the correct pronunciation, because I don't believe it's random choice. You know, I just realized something. When I was in Tokyo, uh, I would walk by a sign that said the name of a river, and it would say Gawa on it. But I knew the word for river was Kawa, and then I later learned, oh, you could also say Gawa. But I asked someone, why is it sometimes written as Kawa and other times written as Gawa? And the person who was a native uh, could not answer me that. He basically said something to the effect of Japanese people don't really think about that. And now what I know about the Dakuten rules in Japanese, it makes me wonder, is because it was a formal name, so it was a noun followed by another noun of Kawa, wonder if that's the reason why it was written as Gawa, because it was a noun behind a noun. So, この頃、お酒を飲む機会が増えました。I think this is, let's see, me. So, 旅行中は身の安全が第一です。
旅行中は身の安全が第一です。
旅行中は身の安全が第一です。第一安全 okay. 旅行中 remember this has to, let's see, 第一 yeah, that has to do with counting. Let's see, 第一 first, foremost, number one. 第二 second, and then 第 by itself. Yeah, this has to do with counting. Prefix for forming ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers being numbers in an order. Okay, so旅行中は身の安全が第一です。道に散歩にました。Oh, that's right, this is to get lost. 迷う。道に迷いました。
迷う、道に迷いました。
迷う。道に迷いました。迷いました。道。席。この席、空いてますか？
席、この席、空いてますか？
席。この席、空いていますか？空いて、席。 By the way, if you're wondering why this kanji is being used for aite, aite sort of has a meaning of open to it, and so you're basically asking, is this seat open? But because of the context of open in this case, it's not like a door open, it's saying, is the seat vacant? They use the kanji that's used more with vacancy, which is this sora kanji right here, to write the word aite. So whenever you're talking about something open, as in, is it vacant? This is the kanji that gets used. See, Bunpro page does talk about it a bit, saying that goro is attached only to nouns. That was my theory about the Dakuten rule applying to it. That's what Bunpro says. Kodo and goro, the colloquial pronunciation, is a word which carries the meaning of. Oh yeah, I think I've read this before. Around or about. It is utilized in a similar way to kudai, but has a few differences. Yeah, this is what we read the other day about saying goro is used with nouns. But then we see this this example here where they say konogoro in the audio, but they say konokoro in the text. And kono is technically considered a pre-noun, so is it goro or is it kodo? And this Bunpro page didn't really explain that part of it. Konoseki aitemasu ka? Nigiru. Shoujo. Shoujo wa haoya no te o nigitta.
握る。少女は母親の手を握った。
Nigiru. Shoujo wa haoya no te o nigitta. Nigitta. Te. Haoya. Shoujo. Urusai. See, この通りは車の音がうるさい。この通りは車の音がうるさい。Or on the as for the streets or on the streets, cars are noisy.
うるさい。この通りは車の音がうるさい。
うるさい。この通りは車の音がうるさい。Traffic is noisy on the street. Oh, that's right, yeah. It's not on the street, it's this street because it's Kono, that's right. So, この通りは車の音がうるさい。彼は結果に彼は結果に気配彼は結果に気配したようです。
満足。彼は結果に満足したようです。
Okay, what was 気配 then? 気配 indication, sign, hint, sensation, feeling. 気配 This is manzoku. Not sure why I'm confusing this, but okay. Manzoku. 彼は結果に満足したようです。満足 Okay. 結果彼 Notice how in this instance they're saying he seems to be satisfied. In Japanese, you don't really say things like he's satisfied with the result. Because the way the language is generally spoken, it's spoken in such a way in which you cannot say things that you don't actually know. You can never truly know if someone is satisfied. So you always talk in terms of they seem like they're satisfied. And that's why you have that yo here. Because to give the notation of it looks like this. You don't actually know this. It just looks like it. 彼は結果に満足したようです。満足。See, Berserker GG は、I've been doing this Naruto Anki deck. Has been quite fun. It's just audio on the front, using to train my hearing. Toimashita. What? Are they using just anime scenes from Naruto to teach you Japanese? Kare, 友達の意見を期待した。彼、友達の意見を期待した。
否定、
あ
彼、友達の意見を否定した。
否定、否定、否定。What is 期待 then? Oh, 期待, expectation, anticipation, hope. Unless there's a different 期待. There's a lot of 期待 actually. So, hitei. This has to do with making something negative, and this has to do with deciding on something, so, or agreeing with something. So, not agreeing, or in other words, denial, negation. So, hitei.
否定。彼、友達の意見を否定した。
彼、友達の意見を否定した。否定した。意見、友達。彼、so, 定、he. It's been a while since I've looked this up. What are the actual kanjis behind this? That is Tomo, friend. And that is accomplice, reach, arrive, obtain. Also used in friend, okay. So to reach a friend, okay. 彼、友達の意見を否定した。彼は結果に満足したようです。
満足。彼は結果に満足したようです。
満足。彼は結果に満足したようです。
満足。
満足。彼は結果に満足したようです。 Manzoku. Let's see. Let me find the deck. I'll send a link so you can check it out. Okay, let me copy this, and I'll have to look at it later. See, let's see. Uh, Hinata ka nani ka ita? Hinata, did you say something? Interesting. I wonder how they chose their vocabulary for this deck. There we go. Saving this. Okay. Let's. So 1,763 cards, if I understand it correctly. Let's see. The translations of the phrases are from subtitle meanings. I didn't create them. That might be a problem, the fact that they're translated from subtitle. I've watched enough anime to see what liberties subtitle creators make with things sometimes. Like, I was watching this one anime, and, yeah, so I was, watching an anime, once, and in the anime you hear them say mahjong, and in the subtitle you see them say the, word, Chinese chess. I'm like, really? You translate mahjong as Chinese chess? Let's see. Berserker GG. Wow, yeah, it's not a super amazing deck, but it's fun to do. The cards aren't perfect, but if you've done a bit of Japanese, you can see where the errors are. Toimashita. Oh yeah, let's see. I had one card where the text was just wrong, so I just deleted it. Uh, as I'm discovering mistakes on this deck, which I think had a lot more effort put into making sure of the accuracy of the translations, I'm going through seeing mistakes, telling the creator of this deck their mistakes to hopefully improve this deck for future people that download it. I wonder how many people have actually gone through all 1,500 of their cards before. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So the translations of the phrases are from subtitle meanings. Subtitles. I didn't create them. I agree with you a lot. them are incorrect. That's why some of them I edited. The part I added was the notes section, and also not perfect. It has errors too, and yes, the deck isn't for beginners. Thank you for your feedback. Yeah, that's actually something I was thinking about doing with this deck. This vocabulary for this deck got picked for a reason. It was supposed to be picked because it was a very good list of vocabulary to learn. And I was thinking about what if you found a bunch of random animes so that you could incorporate this vocabulary from like short anime clips. See, Berserker GGY, I think he basically made it so he could help people to get into the sentence mining toimashita. True. People might be more willing to study if it's has more connections with anime, but that's actually the reason why I was thinking of what if we took this deck's vocabulary list of what words they chose, and then try to find anime scenes that used every single one of these words as a way of teaching them. Let's see, have you seen this website? Immersionkit.com dictionary. No, I've never seen this website. Let me bookmark this. Uh, let's see. What is on this website? This is the dictionary. I'll have to see how accurate it is compared to other dictionaries. Search for examples in our 400,000 anime sentence database. Let's see. Mamoru. Let's see what comes up. Oh wow, you can add these as Anki cards? Wow. Mimamoru ka. Let's see. What was that word?
俺が守る俺が守る
Wow, they clipped off the audio on that. Let's see. Orega Mamoru. Interesting.
俺が守る
Hmm. Mimamoru ka?
見守るか
Interesting. I didn't know Mimamoru ka could be translated as bear witness. I thought it meant watch over. Let's see. Mamoreru? Can you keep these promises?
守れる
Let's see. Ningen no mamore. Protect humans.
人間を守れ
Yes, so interesting. You could probably build cards off of this website, so I will definitely have to check this out later. See, if you stop by none, you'll get more varied length sentences. If you stop by... What do you mean by stop by none? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, I see. Okay, I know this sorting thing. Okay, it was sorted by shortness. Let's go for longness. Okay, that's a little too long. Wow. Too long for an example. You can basically go down to however short of a sentence you want. Oh, I see what you mean by sort by and then none. Okay, I see what you're saying. Let's see. Watashi ga mamotte. I have to protect.
私が守って。
だから守ろうとした. That's why she tried to protect you.
だから守ろうとした。
Oh, let's wait. だから, okay, 守ろうとした. Wait, is that the toe particle toe in that? Oh, that's right. They have to use a toe particle because they have shita on the end of it, so they have to quote the sentence with toe. Okay, I see. だから守る. Okay, だから守ろうとした.
だから守ろうとした。
Okay, continuing on. うるさい。この通りは車の音がうるさい。この通りは車の音がうるさい。うるさい。車、通り。
うるさい。この通りは車の音がうるさい。
うるさい。この通りは車の音がうるさい。し、否定、彼、友達の意見を否定した。
否定、彼、友達の意見を否定した。
否定、彼、友達の意見を否定した。 彼、友達の意見を否定した。お金。日本のお金は円です。
お金。
日本のお金は円です。
お金、日本のお金は円です。円、お金、日本。他人、私は他人に something を教えたくない。or I think it was 重症 no, 重症 was it 重症 I think, yeah. 私は他人に重症を教えたくない。
他人、私は他人に住所を教えたくない。
Oh, it is so, okay. 他人、私は他人に住所を教えたくない。教えた、住所、他人、私。私は他人に住所を教えたくない。教えた、住所、他人、私。住所、大人の言うことを聞きなさい。大人の言うことを聞きなさい。
大人、
大人の言うことを聞きなさい。
大人の言うことを聞きなさい。聞きなさい。こと言う大人。つける。つける。つける。つける。つける。彼に真実をつけました。つける。彼に真実を告げました。
告げる。彼に真実を告げました。
告げる。
彼に真実を告げました。告げる。
告げる。彼に真実を告げました。告げました。真実、彼、告げる。告げる。send something で多くの市民が傷つきました。戦闘、okay. 戦闘で多くの市民が傷つきました。
戦闘で多くの市民が傷つきました。
戦闘で多くの市民が傷つきました。傷つきました。市民、多く、戦闘、戦闘で多くの市民が傷つきました。傷つきました。市民多く戦闘。他人、私は他人に住所を教えたくない。
他人、私は他人に住所を教えたくない。
他人、私は他人に住所を教えたくない。教えた、住所、 他人、私。let's see. この料理は something が薄い。味。OK。この料理は味が薄い。
味、この料理は味が薄い。
味。この料理は味が薄い。薄い味料理。
この料理は味が薄い。
味、OK。この料理は味が薄い。薄い味料理。So, 恐ろしい、恐ろしい。ゆうべ恐ろしい夢を見た。ゆうべ恐ろしい夢を見た。
恐ろしい、ゆうべ、恐ろしい夢を見た。
恐ろしい、ゆうべ、恐ろしい夢を見た。見た、夢、恐ろしい、ゆうべ。Okay, so, ゆうべ、恐ろしい夢を見た。当てる ?Let's see. ボールを友達の顔、okay. ボールを友達の顔に当ててしました。Was this あやてる? I think it was 当てる。ボールを友達を顔に当ててしました。
当てる。
ボールを友達の頭に当ててしまった。ボールを友達の頭に当ててしまった。
Oh, that's right. It's atama, not kao. Let's see. Kao looks like. So it has that little me symbol, which sort of looks like the barber sensor, the barber wheel, or the barber pole. Kao, this is atama. ボールを友達の頭に当ててしました。当てて、頭、友達、ボール。
ボールを友達の頭に当ててしまった。
ボールを友達の頭に当ててしました。当てる。So, by the way, so this use of things on the end of actions like shimau here. So I was looking in to try to find an equivalent of what it means in English when you use things like this, and the best analogy I could find was in English you can tell someone to stand or sit, but you often don't say stand or sit. You say stand up or sit down, and you sort of have like a directionality type of word attached to it. Japanese actually uses these types of words a lot more heavily, and there's a lot more of these types of words in Japanese. Shimau, instead of being more a direction, is more of like getting something done. and it has the implication of something something that's not being uncontrollable or happening accidentally. So an uncontrollable or accidental action occurred, essentially. And that's the best way to sort of think of how shimao is being used. So, ボールを友達の頭に当ててしまった。当てて頭、友達、ボール。当てる。彼女は頬を赤く染めたわ。彼女は頬を赤く染めたわ。
頬、彼女は頬を赤く染めたわ。
頬、彼女は頬を赤く染めたわ。染めた。赤く、頬、彼女。So, oh, okay. I believe someru is about like just changing color. Someru, to dye to color. In other words, the cheeks were her cheeks were colored in a red way. In other words, her cheeks flushed red. Let's see, Mendo. 会社で面倒なことが起こったの？
面倒。会社で面倒なことが起こったの。
面倒。会社で面倒なことが起こったの？起こった？面倒。会社。逆。No, this is goo. Let's see. 時間がないので、急ぐ。時間がないので、急いでください。時間がないので、急いでください。急ぐ。
時間がないので急いでください。
急ぐ。時間がないので急いでください。急いで。時間。態度。あの男の態度に、みんな呆れてたよ。Oh, that's right. This has to do with attitude, I believe. 態度。See, あの男の態度に、みんな呆れてたよ。Or everyone can't stand bearing his attitude, or something like that.
態度。あの男の態度にみんな呆れてたよ。
態度。あの男の態度にみんな呆れてたよ。Everyone was tired of this man's attitude. This is from akireteta is from akirete ita, which is from the word akireru. 背中。背中がかゆいです。背中がかゆいです。
背中。
背中がかゆいです。
Oh, itches, okay. 背中がかゆいです。かゆい
背中。
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 背中。背中がかゆいです。美しい。この絵は美しいです。
美しい。この絵は美しいです。
美しい。この絵は美しいです。美しい絵。血。彼はその血で残りの彼はその血で残りのsay something を過ごしたんだ。
地。彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。
生涯。生涯。彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。生涯、残り地、彼。
彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。
地。彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。生涯。
彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。
彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。過ごしたんだ。
彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。
彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。See, I believe this is from Sugiru. It's intransitive form. Sugiru. Yeah, Sugiru is the intransitive form, and Sugosu is the transitive form. Konnichiwa, Tones. Genki desu ka? Let's see. Yoshi. 僕が来たぞ。はい、元気。Or in other words, Tones said, yes, I have come. Let's see, 早く答えが来た。Let's see. Answers came quickly, I think. Let's see. Is that chiga? Let's see, what's that last word? It's hard to read kanji when it's that small. Oh, ureshi. Oh, happy. Okay, so. Oh, wow. Oh, wow is wow. Okay, so wow. I got my answers quickly. Oh, that's right. Of course, default subject's I. Yeah, 早く答えが来た Ureshi. Oh, no. Oh, I see. Okay. So, 答えて言うか let's see, 答える to answer. So, no, this is not 答える. This is, let's see, this is 答える. Oh, I see. That's the using the as the quoting particle. Okay. So, 答えて言うか let's see. Oh, did you say answers quickly? Is that Hano? Let's see. Yes, Hano. Hano mo I kamo. I think that's a another another good response. Is that another good response? Oh, yeah. Is that an okay? Let's see the translation. Eh, it's more like an answer or maybe even a response. Okay. So So 答えて言うか let's see. Answer. It's more like an answer. I'm not sure how that translates to that. 答えて言うか or maybe even a response. 反応もいいか Oh, I see. Oh, that's right. Ka is not only for questions, it's also for talking about possibilities. So it's saying kamo, mo meaning another. So hence or it could also be this possibility. Let's see, if I was to get rid of the mo on the end, that would become or a response. If I add the mo back, or maybe it responded. Because you're trying to imply also with that mo. So, and if I have a wa there instead of a mo, I'm ready for a response. Okay, that at least makes some sense. But 答えて言うか how's that? It's more like an answer. See, 僕の使ったロボットを something mo daijobu. What is that kanji though? I think I know what it's saying. Let's see. 俺を使ったロボットを、OK、誘っても大丈夫。Wow, that's a bad translation. Yeah, 大丈夫。誘って。誘う。Oh, invite. So I use robot. Is it okay? Or self robot, self use robot, or self robot. Then whoa, and then sasote. Self use robot. Invite. Can I use the self use robot? Okay, inviting the self use robot. Is it okay? Okay, yeah, that's probably the better way to translate it. So, 俺を使ってロボットを誘っても大丈夫。はい。はい。平気です。あなたのロボットは平気です。Let's see. That te yuka is perhaps. Let's see, I know the te is quote. But how does that make yuka on that? Perhaps. I know without the cod be saying something. See, kamo equals kamoshirenai. Oh, okay. So it was short for that. So going back to your original sentence. See, Boku actually don't see it. Okay. Oh, 作るは使うと違うよ. Yeah, that's right. 作る to use. No, 作る to make. 使う to use. So yeah. 使う as to use. すく Oh, skuru, not skoo, but skuru. Okay, skuru to make. Now the first sentence I remember hearing that word skuru, and it's helped me remember how to pronounce that word for a while, is asa gohan wa skuru no. I think it was a sentence off of Japanese Pod 101 or something. Let's see. Okay, so the te iuka is perhaps I should say. Oh, that's right. Perhaps I should say, okay, because yeah, it used to say, so iuka would be if I say, and you normally don't say if I say, you'd say perhaps I should say. Okay, I see. Or if it is said. And again, you can also interpret it as should I say, which means the same thing as perhaps I should say, yeah. So 彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。生涯、彼はその地で残りの生涯を過ごしたんだ。過ごしたん、生涯残り地彼。当てる。ボールを友達の頭に当ててしまった。
当てる。
ボールを友達の頭に当ててしまった。
当てる。ボールを友達の頭に当ててしまった。しまった。当てて。頭。友達。ボール。背中。背中がかゆいです。
背中がかゆいです。
背中がかゆいです。かゆい背中。something sin。彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたいのよ。作戦。彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。立てた作戦、試合、次、彼ら。
作戦、彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。
作戦、彼らは次の試合のために作戦を立てたのよ。立てた作戦、試合、次、彼ら。改めてあなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
改めて 改めてあなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
改めてあなたのご意見を聞かせてください。改めて、意見、okay. かけせて、聞かせて。By the way, I wanted to ask you, Turnez, about some grammar of this. Aratamete is basically in the dictionary being used as an adverb meaning once again. And I figured, oh, this is derived from its verb. And I look at its definition in the dictionary when you look up aratameru, and it means absolutely nothing remotely similar to this word. But so for some reason, this looks like a conjugated verb that's just being treated like an adverb, but it means nothing like the original verb. Do you have any insight on this word? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I saw in the dictionary. But I also, if you type in aratameru, it'll be the exact same kanji. You get a verb that means nothing like once again at all. And I'm confused of like, does one get derived from the other, or like what's going on here? For example, let's see. Aratameru means to change, to alter, to revise, to replace, to reform, to correct, to mend, to improve, to examine, to check, to inspect, to do properly, to do formally. Yes. Now, is this adverb anywhere related to that transitive verb at all? How is this adverb connected to it? And why does this adverb just look like a te form conjugation of this verb? And the other thing I was kind of curious about is why was causative form of kiku being used here? I guess it sort of makes sense. Basically, you're asking someone if they can give, causing someone to hear, and in this case, I think it's implied that the person you want to cause to hear is yourself. But, like, why are they using that instead of, like, a word for, like, to tell? Why are they using, like, to cause someone to hear? Okay. Oh, your Twitch tab crashed? Okay, so what I was saying is, and the first question was, aratamete comes from aratameru, but aratameru doesn't seem to be anywhere related to aratamete at all. See, translates to again or anew in English. It is used to indicate doing something once more or afresh, often with a sense of formality or emphasis on the renewed effort or approach. For instance, someone might use it to suggest reconsidering or reevaluating a situation, implying that a fresh perspective or action is warranted. It's a common expression in both spoken and written Japanese, especially in formal contexts. Now, how is that related to the verb aratameru, though, which doesn't seem to be related at all to its adverbial usage? And is that just adverb is that quote unquote adverb just so happens to be a verb that gets used like an adverb? Because it just looks like a te form of a verb. See, I suspect the reason is etymological. See, the verb atameru means to change, to alter, to indicate that an action is being taken. Okay, now they're going back to its other
改めてあなたのご意見を聞かせてください。
機械。
この頃、お酒を飲む機会が増えました。
I just realized my microphone was muted, so you could not hear me. Yeah, okay. So what I was trying to say was uh let's see, where's the word? Taeru. In the sentence uh let's see, in the sentence このビールは大地震に耐えられるか or can this building take a large earthquake? For taeru, why do they use it in receptive form or passive form of taerareru? Why don't they just use it in its taeru or dictionary form? Because I thought the verb of endure would imply that you're enduring, you're receiving something, so why is it in receptive form? And the other question I was trying to ask you was, in this sentence right here, should this be pronounced as koro or goro? They probably could use it in the dictionary form, but if it's in passive, it emphasizes the subject's lack of control. Okay, I know both are common, but from what I've heard, I believe there's an actual proper pronunciation depending on the situation. Like, for example, if I understand it correctly, this kanji used after a noun is always pronounced as goro. You cannot say it as koro. It's considered wrong to say it as koro. So there is a, I thought there is a proper yes, no, and whether you say it as koro or goro. It's not just up to what you feel like. So that's how I understand this word to work, and I was asking what is, in this particular sentence, its proper pronunciation. Essentially, it looks like, this kanji follows the Dakuten rule where, when used as like the second kanji behind a noun, you add the Dakuten mark. Konogoro osake o nomu kikai ga fuemashita. 彼は結果に満足したようです。彼は結果に満足したようです。
満足。彼は結果に満足したようです。
満足。彼は結果に満足したようです。So, 結果、彼、満足した。挨拶。挨拶。いつも元気に挨拶しています。
挨拶。
いつも元気に挨拶しています。
挨拶。いつも元気に挨拶しています。挨拶。挨拶。挨拶して、元気、いつも。彼に、something, お願いしなさい。Oh yeah, this is another question I wanted to ask you, Turnaz. One moment. 彼に
直接、彼に直接お願いしなさい。
直接、so 彼に直接お願いしなさい。お願いしなさい。直接。What is the reason for this she doing right here? Because I know this is nasai, which is basically the polite te form of sudo. Well, it's not of sudo, it's just a politer word in its te form. And then there's see, yeah, onegai request, favor, wish. And you normally see it as onegai shimasu, but we've replaced the shimasu with nasai, so why is this she here at all? See, continuative form of sudo, she plus nasai. Nani o shi ni ikimashita ka? Let's see, nasai is a polite order like your mom telling you to do something. Let's see. Nani o shi ni ikimash. See. Shi ni ikimashita ka? Maybe I have to complete some more Twitch account verification steps. Oh, is this a bot actually integrated into Twitch itself? Or is it just something reading your chat and making responses for you? Let's see. So, continuative form of sudo. I thought Nasai was not even related to Suru at all. I thought Nasai was, let's see, what was the word it was based off of? Nasau or something like that? Nasu. Oh yeah, okay, Nasaru, yeah. Nasai is part of Nasaru, okay. To do, okay. So, you said that she had something to do with the continuative form of Suru, but Suru is not in this sentence at all. It's simply Onigai and Nasai, and I'm not sure what the she's there for. Oh, is she Nasai's the continuative form of Nasaru? Is that what you're saying? Let's see, Nasaru. Let me look that up. Its conjugations. Nasaru. Let's see. Imperative, conditional. Here, passive, volitional. Moto. Uh, Taksan. Moto. Let's see. Taksan. Tabe nasai. Eat more. Okay. Mastem of. Let's see. So, Mastem plus nasai. Yes, okay, I understand that bit. Yes, okay, then. Mastem of Shimasu is she. So, she plus nasai is. So, Onigai Suru is Onigai Shinasai. Not a verified phone number restriction. Can you tell the bot to say a single word? And see if the bot responds to those requests? There's no age limit to accounts that can chat here. Oh, no, there's no age requirement on this, but, I wonder if it has something to do with, to stop spammers, I have it, follow only chat. So maybe the bot is not following this channel, so he's not allowed to talk in it. But wait, he's talked a few times already, so that can't be it. Because the bots talked a few times already, has it? Didn't you have the bot talking a few messages earlier in this chat? Or was that just you pasting things? Oh, there he goes, yes. Okay, there we got the bot working. Okay, that was it. The bot needed to follow. Let's see. Teiuka is a colloquial Japanese expression that can be translated to, or rather, I mean, or actually. It is often used to clarify, correct, or soften. Wait, can be translated to, or rather, or I mean, or actually. It is often used to clarify, correct, or soften what was just said, or to introduce. Or to introduce a more accurate or preferred expression. This phrase is commonly employed in casual conversations to add nuance or adjust the speaker's previous statement. It helps transition smoothly between thoughts while maintaining a conversational tone. Okay, so it's not about thinking if you should say something, it's about clarifying? Come on, come on. It's Japanese. In Japanese is a casual way to express uncertainty or possibility, similar to saying maybe or might. In English, it is often used at the end of a sentence to indicate that the speaker is not entirely sure about what they are stating. For example, uh, 明日、雨が降るかも. It might rain tomorrow. The expression is less formal and is commonly used in everyday conversation. X っていうか Y です。See, it's more like Y than X. X. Okay. The Japanese phrase X te iu ka Y can be translated into English in several ways, depending on the context. Here are some potential translations. Rather than X, it's Y. It's not so much X as it is Y. More like Y than X. Actually, it's Y rather than X. You could say Y instead of X. The exact translation would depend on the specific context in which the phrase is used. Okay, so that's like saying, that sounds like it's saying, sort of like how Yori is used to say something is more of something than something else is. Like, they're not denying that both of them, or I guess you could say, true to some extent. I think it's implying more of a saying like, this is more true than the other thing is true. If I understand that description from the bot. But grammatically, it's basically, see, if I say this, why? Now, how does that actually mean that, though? Maybe, should I say X? Why? Oh, okay. I guess if you use it in the should sense, that sort of makes sense for that definition, saying it if this is correct, or is this, or should this. See, the phrase teiyuka is a common colloquial expression in Japanese that can be broken down into the first. Te, the casual or colloquial way to say that, or it is said that. It often serves as a softener or filler in conversations. Iu, this is the verb iu, which means to say or to call. Ka, this is a question particle. But the context is often functions more as a conversational interjection rather than a little than a little question. When combined, blah is often used to rephrase or clarify should something the speaker has just said to correct themselves or to introduce an alternative point. It can be translated to English many ways depending on the context, such as, or rather, I mean, you know, actually, for example, let's see, he can't do the job. I mean, he lacks motivation. Let's see. 彼は仕事ができない。Okay. 彼は仕事ができないっていうか、やる気が、ないんだ。In other words, he lacks motivation. He doesn't have the to-do spirit. I mean, he can't do the job. He doesn't have the to-do spirit. Or in other words, he lacks motivation. See, oh, yaruki is more common than motibe shon. So I haven't seen mochibe. Let's see. Mochibe. Motivation. Mochibe shon. Oh yeah, motivation. Okay, that's just a write out of motivation. Now that actually makes sense because mochibe and mochibe shon is just a loaner word from English, while yaruki's the original Japanese word, so that's probably how they said it before the loaner words even came into existence. So it makes sense how loaner words would get used a lot less often. It's sort of like how the words kare and kanojo do not really get used by natives when they're speaking. Oh, you just happened to run into Mochibe first in anime. Oh, chokusetsu.
直接
Chokusetsu.
直接直接
Chokusetsu. 彼に直接をお願いしなさい。直接。
直接。彼に直接お願いしなさい。
Oh yeah, back to that original question. So you're saying that shinasai is basically the sudo, but apparently you can add nasai on the end of words, similar to how you can add other attachments to it, if I understand you correctly. See, やる気がないと、やる気がないと、かなりsomething でいく。Let's see. やる気がないと、かなり、oh, considerably, okay, かなり落ちこんで、落ち込んでいく。Let's see. 落ち込む is to feel down, to feel sad, to be depressed. I know komu tends to be used when you want to say something is done extremely well or is done often. So ochi is from fall, so you fell extremely well, which I guess is being used metaphorically, meaning to feel sad. Ochikomu, so ochikonde iku. So if you lack motivation, you'll feel depressed, yeah. Yoruki ga nai to kanari ochikonde iku. I need to get back into this study. Okay, let's see. Chokusetsu. Kare ni chokusetsu onegai shinasai. Let's see. Onegai is considered a noun, pseudo verb, request favor. Okay. Hence we have pseudo here. Shinasai. Wait. So this attachment of nasai, can it be attached to other words? Like, I've never seen nasai as an attachment. I always thought of it as a separate verb. But can nasai be attached to other verbs? Kite, kare. Tomodachi no ike no kite shita?
否定、彼、友達の意見を否定した。
Oh, hite. Okay, hite.
否定。
否定。彼、友達の意見を否定した。否定した意見。友達彼。彼、友達の意見を否定した。うるさい。 この通りは、この通りは、車の音がうるさい。
うるさい。この通りは車の音がうるさい。
うるさい。この通りは、車の音がうるさい。うるさい。音、車、通り。他人。私は他人に住所を教えたくない。Oh yes, this is something else I wanted to ask you about. See, okay. It can, okay. Any moss stem. See, 食べなさい。飲み、飲みなさい。casual。この通りは車を音がうるさい。Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. What I wanted to ask you was, I've never seen kunai used like this before. Usually kunai is how you turn a keiyoshi or I adjective negative. So why is how is kunai here as a standalone word? Like what is this supposed to be if this word kunai? Oh, it's taku. Oh, so this is not oshiete? Then this is oh, the word ended with shie. Oh, so let's see, oshie. Teaching, instructions, lessons. Okay, so basically the noun form of to teach. And this is from taku. Okay, the expression takunai is used in Japanese to indicate that the speaker does not want to do certain action. It is used by attaching takunai to the stem of a verb. Tebe takunai means I don't want to eat. The construction. Oh, this is tai with a nai conjugation on it. Okay. Okay, for some reason I was thinking it was oshieta as in past tense with kunai on the end of it. Okay, this construction expresses a negative desire or reluctance towards performing an action described by the verb. Remember how tai verb ending turns it into an adjective? It's not really an I adjective. It's actually, from how I understand it, the way I heard it described is it basically turns a verb into its noun form. I didn't really. Let's see. Yeah, and the reason why you can use adjectives, adjective modifications on it is because tai itself is actually an I adjective itself, or keiyoshi. And so we attach an adjective to a verb, and then from whenever we need to conjugate the adjective, we just use adjective conjugations. Let's see. That actually has me wondering. When you use tai on a verb here, is this is this considered one word? Because I know the tai is actually an add-on, or is this considered the end of the word right here, and we just have tai as a second word after that? I've actually been curious on that. If tai is actually attaches to the end of the word, or does the word just left in that other form by itself, and we're just putting the word tai after it? Because Japanese doesn't always really distinguish that, considering how it's written. Okay, so you think it is attached, it's not just a separate word? Okay. Because I looked it up, and oshie is actually a word, and taberu. Is tabe considered a word? Well, I don't see it in the dictionary. So, okay, so it is an attachment, okay. See, the term tai in Japanese is typically classified as a grammatical ending or auxiliary verb used to express desire or want. It attaches to the stem of a verb to indicate that the speaker wants to perform an action of that verb. For example, the verb taberu, meaning to eat. The stem is tabe. By adding tai to it, you get tabetai, which means want to eat. This form is informal and typically not used in very formal speech writing. However, it's common in everyday. Okay, so auxiliary verb. Interesting. It's called an auxiliary verb when I've always heard tai as described as. Oh, that's right. No, that's right. That actually might be correct. Auxiliary verb. That's right. It's with negatives that it's those negative terms like nai is considered an adjective. So what? Let's see. In Japanese, the auxiliary verb tai is used to express. Okay, is used to express desire or want to do something, and it follows the same conjugation pattern as I adjectives. This is because tai, though derived from a verb, functions grammatically as an I adjective when attached to mas stem of a verb, also known as the verb stem or base. Here's why you can conjugate tai as an I adjective. Grammatical. When tai is appended to a verb stem, it turns the expression into something. Okay, there we go. Well, I suppose it's because it ends in I, and you can use the verb noun pattern for any pair of verb nouns you want. Well, no, because you can't conjugate nouns, so. But yeah, in Japanese, it's things are like either auxiliary verbs you attach or adjectives you attach. So 他人 so 私は他人に住所を教えたくない。
私は他人に住所を教えたくない。
私は他人に住所を教えたくない。教えたくない。 Jusho, tanin, watashi. Chokusetsu. Let's see. Kare ni chokusetsu onegai shinasai.
直接、彼に直接お願いしなさい。
Chokusetsu. Kare ni chokusetsu onegai shinasai. Onegai shinasai. Okay, onegai shinasai. Chokusetsu. Kare. Hite. Kare. Tomodachi no iken o hite shita.
否定、彼、友達の意見を否定した。
否定。彼、友達の意見を否定した。否定。意見。友達、彼。これは終わりです。質問がありますか? This is the end. Is there any questions? See, what is that word? Yugen. Declinable word, inflectable word. What does that mean? Declinable word. Declension. Let's see. In linguistics, declension is the changing of the form of a word generally to express its syntactic function in the sentence by way of some inflection. Declensions may apply to nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, and determiners to indicate number, e.g. singular, dual, plural cases, nominative, accusative, genitive, dative, gender, masculine, neutral, feminine, okay, and a number of other grammatical categories. Meanwhile, the inflectional change of verbs is called conjugations. Syntactic function. See, in linguistics, grammatical relations, also called grammatical functions, grammatical roles, or syntactic functions, or functions relations between constituents in a clause. The standard examples of grammatical functions from traditional grammar are subject, direct object, indirect object. In recent times, the syntactic functions, more generally referred to as grammatical relations, typified by the traditional categories or subject and object, have assumed an important role in linguistic theorizing within a variety of approaches ranging from generative grammar to functional and cognitive theories. Many modern theories of grammar are likely to acknowledge numerous further types of grammatical relations: complement, specifier, predicative, and etc. Okay. So Yugen encompasses verbs, adjectives, and non-adjectives. Actually, in that wiki definition I just read, it's called a conjugation when it encompasses verbs, and a Yugen when it encompasses other things. Though that could be more of an English definition. since Yugen is a Japanese word. Okay, well, let's raid over to a channel then. Before you have to leave, so you can say hello to the next person. Let's see. To reinvite me, use join Kinorashi from Discord. Oh, which Discord is it talking about? The one English Sensei lives in. I do not know English Sensei. So I made the core function of this bot like a year ago. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try rating Azure Blaze 4. Added Twitch integration. Oh, okay. So minasan, okiyotsukete. Sayonara.